Good morning, world. Ivan Amera. It's 2:40 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So all you guys on the west coast of Canada, States, right now it's about what? 11:30, 12 o'clock, midnight. You guys, and all you guys on the other side of the world, you guys are waking up or you're awake right now, right? Yeah. Obviously. So I just finished watching John Campea. Obviously. Um, I believe the crew has time off. And John Camp is just making his videos solo, obviously. I think today will be another new episode of the John Campion show with the entire crew, obviously. So all you fans, stay tuned for that, obviously. You guys are excited for that, obviously. I'm only going to make a quick, 33-minute video. And I'm going to shut this camera off. I'm tired. I said if they take away the cord, or if the cord is here, I might make another 30-minute video. So I'll make a quick 30-minute video, and I'm going to shut this camera off here because I'm tired. There. So from now on, I'm going to alternate topics. Sometimes I'll talk about Zenith, sometimes I'll talk about The Matrix. Because there's a high chance, guys, I'll be purchasing the rights off the Matrix franchise off Warner Bros. For the rights of the Matrix, the rights to make the sequels and then the games. Whereas Warner Bros. Keeps the rights for the originals and Animatrix. But I have terms, obviously. So if I purchase the right one, if me and VJ agree to do the Matrix trilogy, obviously, I'm going to give Warner Bros. A call. If David Zaslav is still CEO, in a good, 10 years from now, I will give him a call, or whoever is the new CEO by then. I'll give that CEO a call, and I'll tell them I'm interested in purchasing the rights off the Matrix brand, the rights to make the Matrix sequels, and to make new games, and the rights for the merch. So Warner Bros. Keeps the rights for the original Matrix trilogy, the 3 movies, Revolutions, Reloaded, and The Matrix, the first movie. And they keep the rights to Enter the Matrix, Path of Neo, and Animatrix. But Resurrections, I want it deleted from the face of the map. Obviously, I don't want it a part of canon, and I own the rights to the sequels. That's how it's going to work. I don't want to own the rights to the originals on something. It's just more work for me and my team. I don't feel like signing all these papers and doing all this work selling the originals. No, it's to make it easier for me and VJ. We purchased the rights. We purchased the rights off the rights to make the sequels. Skysource owns the rights to to the 3 sequel movies, the new sequel movies, and the new games and the merch, whereas Warner Bros. Owns the rights to the originals. I think that's a better deal for them. And they'll make more money too because all the people around the world who have not seen The Matrix, when my Matrix movie comes out, obviously Warner Bros. Is going to put their movies on sale, and a lot of people, I haven't seen The Matrix. They're going to go online or go to retail stores or go on Amazon and buy the Matrix trilogy. That way they understand the story. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you need to watch the originals to understand my sequel story, obviously, which means more money for Warner Bros. It's a good deal for them. Because even though I want to do the Great Escape Valley, I'm being honest here. I'd rather do the Matrix trilogy than do my 4 movies, to be honest. Seeing me as the one kicking ass is fucking cool, man. It's fucking cool, yeah. It's cooler seeing me in The Great Escape as a secret agent kicking ass. It's cooler seeing me in a romance story with VJ, and it's cooler seeing me in a Hidden Valley movie. You'd rather see me as the one kicking ass, yeah, man. So I'm saying, you'd rather see me as the one kicking ass. So I'm saying. So I'm gonna have that big talk with my wife. Or myself, right, if I don't say VJ, right? I'm gonna have that big talk with my wife, obviously. I'm gonna have that big talk with my wife, obviously. I'm gonna have that big talk with my wife. But somebody tells me, Vito, tell me, Ivan, fuck it, let's do The Matrix. Are you kidding me, Ivan? The Matrix, let's do The Matrix. Like Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, Peter Rice, James Gunn might tell me, Ivan, do The Matrix, man. You was the one kicking ass. That's much cooler than fucking seeing you in The Great Escape and seeing you in a romance story, Ivan. Do the Matrix side. Are you kidding me? You'll make more money for the Matrix. Yeah. You'll have way more buzz for the Matrix than you will for with your Great Escape movie. Yeah. I do that Matrix trilogy. You're looking at crazy worldwide buzz for that, man. Something crazy. For the buzz of the movie, obviously. So that's been crazy. So my deal for Warner Bros. Is $2.2 billion for the rights of the Matrix franchise, for the rights to make the Matrix sequels and make the new Matrix games, Unreal Engine 5 games, and sell and the merch. That's my deal. $2.2 billion for the rights. That's a good deal for Warner Bros. Realistically speaking, I should pay them less because I will not own the rights to the entire Matrix franchise. No, I own the rights to make this for the sequels and the games, the new Unreal Engine 5 games on PS6 or Xbox Series X or Xbox 5, whatever it is, and I own the rights for the merch. Whereas you keep the rights for Animatrix and your 3 original movies, and your Enter the Matrix game, your Path of Neo game. Warner Bros. Owns the rights to that, Sarah. That's my deal for Warner Bros. If they want more money, I'm like, guys, I'm not paying you any more money, man. You want $3 billion, $4 billion, you rip me off. The Matrix brand is not as big as Star Wars. I'm not going to let you rip me off like that. No. $2.2 billion is my final offer. $2.2 billion in cash. I'm not going to give you a stock deal. My deal is a cash deal. $2.2 billion in cash for the rights of the Matrix franchise. To make the sequels, make the new games, Unreal Engine 5 games, and to own the rights for the merch. Whereas you keep the rights for Animatrix, you keep the rights for the originals. That way it's easier on my team. I don't want to do all that dirty work and have to all these paperwork, have to do all this paperwork and have to sell the originals. No, you keep the rights to the originals. You can sell it on YouTube, Amazon, retail stores, but I own the rights to the sequels I'm going to sell on Amazon. Sarah? That's a good deal. That's a good deal for Warner Bros. Obviously. But I have terms. I have 2 terms. The first thing, you have to erase Resurrections from the face of the map. I don't want Resurrections a part of canon. That movie was terrible. It was a garbage movie. I want to delete it from the face of the map. I don't want it part of canon. I don't want it sold anywhere worldwide. That's the first thing. The second thing, you have to have the Wachowski sisters on board to direct the 3 movies. Contact the Wachowski sisters agents. Have them meet with us in the office. I'm going to pitch them my story and then see if they're on board or not. If they're not on board, I'm not touching your Matrix franchise. I'll just do the 4 movies. If they're on board, I will do the Matrix trilogy, obviously. Ivan, the Wachowski sisters said they never want to touch Matrix again. Yeah, according to the news, the Wachowski sisters said they never want to do Matrix trilogy ever again. Supposedly, Warner Bros. Had to beg one of the sisters to direct Resurrections. And obviously the Wachowski sisters slacked off when they wrote that script. They slacked off. It was a cash grab. Let's make a shitty movie that way. Let's make a shitty movie that way. I never have to do Matrix ever again. Yeah, it was a shitty movie. They half-assed it, man. They didn't work hard for that movie, man. It was terrible. If you want to get the Wachowski sisters on board to direct your 3 movies, you have to offer them a boatload of money. You got to sell them with your story, which I will. As you're looking at an amazing story for my Matrix trilogy, obviously. So, Ivan, you're going to do 3 sequels? Yeah, 3 sequel movies. Are you the one, Ivan? If VJ's love of your life? Yeah, VJ's love of my life, I'm the one. You know what I'm saying? I'm the one. No, Ivan, how's that going to work? Keanu Reeves is the one. You know what I'm saying? Keanu Reeves and Carrie Ann Moss are the one Resurrections, which brings me to my next point. You have to erase Resurrections from the face of the map, as I can't fix your story. Trinity being the one, Keanu Reeves being the one, Keanu Reeves and Trinity being the one, and Carrie Ann Moss being the one. You have to delete that. It's terrible. Morpheus is a semi-Morpheus. He's not alive in the world, but you see him in the Matrix. And the Keanu Reeves' counselor is the architect. You need to delete this. It's terrible. Smith is some 28-year-old guy messing around and delete it. It's terrible. I don't want that movie a part of canon. It's a terrible movie. Yeah, guys, I can't tell my story if you have Resurrections a part of canon. How am I going to fix the story? Ivan, you don't have to delete it. You can just have it not part of canon. Like, guys, I want it erased. I don't want it a part of canon anywhere. I don't want it sold anywhere worldwide. It has to be erased, man. I want it to leave from the face of the map. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but Ivan, we can't do that, man. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can do it. If you don't do it, I'm not going to give you what? Your $2.2 billion. And you're not going to see this amazing Matrix story told. I'm saying. And if you guys don't want to sell the rights for the Matrix, but guys, I'm giving you a good deal. You still keep the rights to the Matrix originals. Your Enter the Matrix game. If you want to do a remake, a remaster of Enter the Matrix with Path of Neo, Animatrix, whatever it is, that's you own the rights to that. But I own the rights to the sequels, and I own the rights to the new games. Ivan, do we have the rights? Ivan, do we have the rights to make games? I own the rights now to make the games, but you own the rights to remaster Path of Neo and Enter the Matrix if you want new technology. They might do that perhaps, and all that money goes to you. You know what I'm saying? You own all the rights to the originals. So if you want to re-release the originals in 4K, remaster, whatever it is, you own all the rights to that. All that money goes to you. Whereas I own the rights to the sequels, to make this 3 sequels, or more, whatever it is, and I own the rights to the 3 Unreal Engine 5 games. Unreal Engine 5, Ivan? Like our Matrix Awakens demo that we did, Ivan? I'm like, yeah, some of that. Holy shit, Ivan, that's unheard of. You know, we can't afford to make Unreal Engine 5 full-on games. That's too high tech, yeah. Even though Warner Bros. Made an Unreal Engine 5 Matrix Awakens game, it was a demo. It was a small demo. They couldn't afford to make a full game because it's very expensive, obviously. Because I have the keys and I have billions in my bank, I can easily make the Matrix game for $460 million. The most expensive game ever made. More money than even one of these big Hollywood budget movies are made for. Yeah. $460 million game. That's something unheard of. Are you going to be in the game, Ivan? Yeah. Me and Reed are going to be in the game. Michael B. Jordan, all the guys are going to be in the game. Yeah, it's something amazing. Some saying? Because I told you guys, I'm going to be honest, sir. Even though I want to do the Great Escape Valley, you know what I'm saying? My heart is more with the Matrix trilogy than it is with the Great Escape, to be honest. I'd rather do the Matrix trilogy, to be honest here. I'd rather do the Matrix trilogy than do those 4 movies. Even though I want to do those 4 movies, but I don't hate me Keanu Reeves, I'd rather do the Matrix trilogy, to be honest. The only thing I don't like about to my next point, the only thing I don't like about the Matrix thing is I have to do all these annoying meetings. I have to meet with Warner Bros. So the lazy part of me is saying, fuck doing all these annoying meetings with Warner Bros. Just make the Great Escape and they're unique and all that. But you know what I'm saying? But the intelligent side of me, the hardworking side of me, right, is saying Ivan, having all those meetings is worth it, man. You know, so if you own the rights to make the Matrix sequels, you're gonna make that amazing Matrix story. Yeah, me the one, VG's love of my life, Michael B. Jordan, the grandson of Morpheus and Naomi. You know what I'm saying? You have John Krasinski, you have Brie Larson, you have Ben Affleck and Halle Berry, perhaps, or Kate Beckinsale, right? Yeah, look at an amazing movie. Obviously, this is a fantastic collection of assets, Ivan. You're gonna see the Warner Bros. Exec salivating over my plan for the brand. You know, Ivan, the brand's better off in your hands. Yes, the brand's better off. Look, you guys still own the rights to the originals. I'm not taking away the rights for the originals. I just own the rights to make the sequels. That's a fair deal. It's kind of similar to the Amazon Lord of the Rings deal. Amazon bought the rights off what? Off the company, obviously, to make Lord of the Rings. To make the Lord of the Rings television show. But they only have the rights for the Lord of the Rings books, not the prequel books. Obviously. And I'm also going to put in the deal, obviously, I have licensing rights to include scenes from the originals in my movie. So I'm going to have that clause in the deal. Have that a part of the deal. Yeah. Even though you guys own the rights to sequels, I want licensing rights to take clips from your original 3 movies and put it in my movie. As I want my movie to start off with a flashback of what happened in the originals. With Neo, Keanu Reeves and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? You guys already know my idea for the story. You have to put that in the deal. I want licensing rights. I want rights. Yeah, I'm more happy to do that for you. Yeah, you guys own the rights to the originals, obviously, but I want rights to include some of the scenes from the originals in my new sequel movie, in my new sequel movies, in the flashbacks. As I want the Deja Vu movie to start off with the flashbacks and what happened in all three movies. Neo's life, stuff that Morpheus said. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Neo meeting the Oracle. I'm gonna put those scenes in the movie. That way, the audience gets a better understanding of the story. I know what I'm doing. Start off with flashbacks of what happened in the original Matrix. You know what I'm saying? You start the story off. It's 70, 75 years later. You get the green code and it says the Matrix Deja Vu, and it transfers that family in some event. You know what I'm saying? And it says 70 years later. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and the story starts off obviously. You get the Deja Vu and Smith returns in the Matrix. So to keep the story pacing, the moment the family goes home, obviously, you get the Deja Vu, the glitch happens in the Matrix, something changes in their house, obviously, and that's when Agent Smith comes back with 3 agents with him in the Matrix. And a couple hours later, the one is born in the Matrix. After the Oracle meets with the architect in the park, you know what I'm saying? And they go through and my idea is they go what? They go they go in that very house where Neo first met Morpheus in the first movie, and some of the stuff is still there, and there's this mirror, and they go through the mirror, and then they enter the machine world. That's my idea for the story. Holy shit, I'm creative, yes. The mirror is like the bridge between the real world and the Matrix, obviously. So when the Deja Vu goes viral around the city, obviously, the Oracle is like, what the heck's going on? She goes out, she hears noise outside her apartment. She's like, what's going on here? Yes, there's been some changes going on in my apartment. It's like, changes? He's like, yeah, apparently there's some viral thing going on, or you know what I'm saying? And she's like, deja vu. She says, what she's like, you look like are you okay? It looks like you saw a ghost. She's like, no, I'm fine. And she's like, Smith has returned. Neo has failed us all, and she meets with the architect. She takes out her phone, she calls the architect, and they meet in a park. They meet in this park, obviously. They meet in the very park where the Oracle meets that Indian girl in the end of Revolutions. Something like that. To make it a cool story. Yeah, I know what I'm doing. Look at an amazing story. And my deal is $2.2 billion for the rights of the Matrix franchise. Not the rights of the Matrix franchise, the rights of the Matrix sequel franchise. And the games, the new Unreal Engine 5 games, and the merch. But I'm more than happy to do a sale for you guys. So before you guys delete Resurrections, don't hate me. I'm more than happy to do a deal where you have like a 20% off, 30% off deal on YouTube, at retail stores worldwide, and Amazon, and all these companies, all these online store companies, obviously. And I'm more than happy to put those links on my website. That way the world knows, and you can make some nice money for yourself before you delete Resurrections, obviously. And you guys own all the rights to the originals. Enter the Matrix Path with Neo. You own the rights to that. You own the rights to your Matrix Awakens demo, obviously. I don't know. Can Warner Bros. Do games? You're more than happy to do games, but you can only do games based off your 3 original movies. You can't do games based off my sequels, as you don't own the rights to the sequels. I own the rights to the games that are going to be based off the sequels that I'm going to be making, the new sequel trilogy. But you own the rights to the games for the originals. So if you want to make new games based off the originals, you're more than welcome to make those games and make your money. But you cannot make a game based off my 3 sequel movies. I own the rights to that. That way they don't dupe you. Put that in the contract. That way Warner Bros. Does not dupe you. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got to bring your legal advisor. That way you make sure Warner Bros. Does not dupe you. Because with contracts, you can easily find ways to dupe people, man. You got to be careful. I'm more than happy to pay, and I want licensing rights. I want the rights to take some clips from your original movies and put it in my sequel trilogy. You can do that. That's part of the contract. You get $2.2 billion contract. It's a good deal for them, obviously. Ivan, you're the one. Yes, Ivan. How does Agent Smith come back? You know what I'm saying? Revolution, Smith was destroyed. I'm like, no. I'm like, was he? Was Smith really destroyed? Ivan, what are you getting at? Yeah. There's a pattern here going on. Ivan, what's the pattern? What's the parallel? I'll tell you the parallel. I'll tell you the pattern. In Matrix 1, Neo jumps into Smith, obviously. He destroys Smith from within, obviously. And in doing so, Smith became connected to Neo. And the program Smith was not fully destroyed and reloaded. Smith comes back more powerful. He's able to clone himself. He's no longer plugged in the Matrix. He came back more powerful by Neo destroying Smith because Smith was connected to Neo. He was imprinted onto Neo. That's why Smith said our connection. I'm sure you're aware of what? Our connection. They're connected, obviously. Why are they connected? Because Neo jumped into Smith. And he became connected to Smith became connected to Neo, yeah? In Revolutions, the Oracle says Smith is your negative. Neo is a positive, Smith is a negative. He's the opposite of Neo. They're connected, obviously. He is your equal. He is your negative. He is your positive. And the end of Revolution, and when Neo went to go to the machine world, obviously, he said the program Smith has grown beyond control. You cannot stop, but I can. But if you fail, I won't. Neo failed. He could not defeat Smith. And Smith was so powerful, he grew beyond the Oracle's control, and even the machine god. Because Neo was not the chosen one. And he made a lot of errors. Obviously. He let Smith copy himself onto him, and in doing so, Smith became imprinted to Neo. He became connected to Neo. And 7 years later, the program was not fully destroyed, and that's how he was able to come back 7 years later in the Matrix, more powerful. And what causes Smith's return is a deja vu. Something changes in the Matrix. You know what I'm saying? That's my different story. And that's how Smith comes back out of it. I'm like, yes, holy shit, I mean, you're creative. That's a genius plot. Why did we think of that? And we made this shitty resurrection movie, yeah. You know, that's why I'm gonna be able to sell the Wakanda Sisters with my story. You know, I sign me up. I want to be a part of that fucking story. Yeah, that's an amazing story. Yeah. The Oracle says Neo was very attractive, obviously, but he's not too bright. Why? Because Neo was not a bright one. He made a lot of errors. He jumped into Smith, and Smith came back more powerful and reloaded. No longer plugged in the Matrix, able to clone himself. He let Smith copy himself onto him, and Smith became a part of Neo. He became imprinted onto Neo, connected to Neo. And that's why he was able to come back 7 years later. That's why for the plot, obviously. He chose the door on the left when he could have chosen the door on the right and saved Zion right there and then. And yet his blinded love for Trinity blinded him, and he went into the Matrix to save Trinity, knowing that she would die anyways. Because Neo was not too bright. He was not the chosen one. He was not the chosen one. He was the sixth one. He was not lucky. Whereas I am the lucky one. I am the seventh one. And 7 is a lucky number, yeah. That's my different story. Holy shit, I'm creative. Yes, I'm very creative. And I'll tell a good story. And I'm going to show all this in the Matrix 4 movie. When I meet with the Oracle, when the Oracle meets with Michael B. Jordan VJ, she tells Michael B. Jordan VJ how Neo, like, Michael B. Jordan's like, I don't understand. Like, wasn't Neo the chosen one to save Zion? And the Oracle's, I'm afraid not. You know, so I told him he was not too bright. Even though Neo was the one, he wasn't too bright. He made a lot of errors. He took the door on the left when he could take the door on the right to save Zion right there and then. But Neo knew, Keanu Reeves knew that if he took the door on the right, that means he would never see his friends. Morpheus, Trinity, and all of them, he would never see those guys, but he would at least save Zion. Because he was blinded by his love for Trinity, you know what I'm saying, his friendship with Morpheus and all of them, he chose the door on the left, knowing that Trinity would die either way. And in doing so, he had to fight Smith to try and save Zion. He couldn't defeat Smith. And the Oracle will tell Michael B. Jordan and VJ that Neo couldn't defeat Smith because he was not the chosen one. That's my different story. Why was Neo the one? Yes, Neo was the one, but he wasn't the chosen one. He was not lucky, man. He lost the love of his life. He made errors. He couldn't defeat Smith. Yeah, he was not too bright. This is my deal for the third movie. When I meet the Oracle tells me never make the same error again. Never let Smith copy himself onto you ever again. Neo made that mistake. Never make that mistake again. The Oracle tells me that. Never let Smith copy himself onto you. You must destroy him once and for all. Yeah, in combat, in hand-to-hand combat. And I'm now given the power to destroy Smith, obviously, in hand-to-hand combat. But Smith also has the power to destroy me. So I'm saying, because he's my negative, obviously. Look at an amazing story. You think your Matrix trilogy will be better than the original Matrix trilogy? I think my Matrix trilogy, my movies will probably be better than Reload and Revolutions. But the first Matrix movie is tough to top. I don't think my Matrix 4 will be as good as the Matrix 1, but I think it'll be pretty close. It'll be a good movie. It'll be a very good movie. I think my trilogy will be an amazing trilogy. I'm not going to bet against Wachowski Sisters originals. Those are masterpieces. The first one was a masterpiece. Reloaded was good. Revolutions not so much. I was okay. It wasn't that great, obviously. So there, I will shut this camera off in a good, I don't know, in a good 6 minutes. 6-7 minutes here. Yeah, and if Warner Bros. Is not interested in selling off the rights, I'll just make my 4 movies. I'll make The Great Escape, They're Unique, the Hidden Valley movie, and the West Wing X movie. If they're interested in purchasing the rights, selling off the rights to the Matrix, for the rights to the sequels, obviously, in the games, I will purchase the rights off the Matrix, and I'll make that my 3-movie trilogy. After I do the Zanus. Looking at a good 10-year project for that. Yeah, so in a good, 20 years from now, the Matrix trilogy should be ending. Which is a long time. 20 years is a long time. I'm not going to focus on the Matrix and Great Escape and all that stuff right now. I'm going to focus on Zanus. Zanus is going to be the first movie I'm going to do. It's based off my novel that I wrote. And after that, I'm going to have that talk with VJ. What do you want to do? Do you want to do the 4 movies or do you want to do the Matrix trilogy? Oh, Ivan, we have to call Warner Bros. For that. Yeah, you have to call Warner Bros. And have all these annoying talks. You have to meet with David Zaslav and his boys at Warner Bros. You got to discuss what the terms, everything, the deal. My deal is $2.2 billion. I want the rights to include scenes in my sequels, obviously. You have to put that a part of the contract, obviously. If you don't do that, Warner Bros. Might charge you to get the rights to do that. Because I'm giving you $2.2 million, that's part of the deal. I want to have rights to take clips from the originals and put it in my movie. As I want to have a few flashback scenes from the originals put into my sequel trilogy. You see what I'm saying? And my deal is $2.2 billion for the rights of the Matrix franchise. I'm going to do a 3-movie sequel. Alright, why don't you do 4 or 5 movies? My guys, no, I'm not going to do 5 movies. I don't know what story. I can't think of any. No, 3 movies is enough for the Matrix trilogy, and I'll do 3 games based off my movies. Unreal Engine 5 games, and I'll sell merch. Shades, mugs, and nice posters, frame and paper ones. And that's enough for the merch. I'm not going to sell toys. Toys are very expensive. You want to get like top high-end hot toys, those cost a couple $100, man. And most average people can't afford that. That's why I'm not going to sell toys. Because toys are, even though it's nice to have a toy collection, toys are very expensive, man. Like for the average person, whereas posters and mugs are not that expensive. You can get a good 6 posters for a good $100, $150. That's not that bad. Whereas toys, like the hot toys, are like expensive. They're like $150, $300, $400, $600, $800, $1,000. They're very pricey. And that's why I'm gonna look, man. Stay away from toys. Most average people can't afford toys. Don't do toys. T-shirts I can do. T-shirts are cheaper. You can get a good 6 T-shirts for a good $100 for that. $120. Cheaper, obviously. Whereas toys is expensive, man. But having a nice toy collection is nice. I'm saying it's nice to have a toy action figures of all the stars in your movie. It's fucking cool, obviously, to have a nice toy collection in your house. But toys are very expensive. John Campion mentioned this on the show. He said, "Yeah, hot toys can be very expensive. Be careful." Yeah, you have to be careful. Hot toys are very expensive. They're like $300, $400, $500, $600. Some are even $1,500, $1,000 are expensive. That's why I'm gonna stay away from toys. I don't want to sell toys. Just sell shades, mugs, nice Matrix coffee mugs, and posters. Frame ones or paper ones. You give the fans the options to buy the frame ones or the paper ones. Well, the posters will be the same. Yeah, the design and everything will be the same. But I'm gonna either sell them. You can either buy them framed or paper. The frame ones you can get 6 of them for maybe $160, and the paper ones you can get them 6 of them for like $110, $110. I'm saying a good deal like that, and it comes with the mugs. So I'll do a deal for my merch where the posters come with the mugs. That way it's easier, like a bundle thing. That way it's easier. I can give the fans an option to buy the posters individually. No, for the merch, I'm not gonna give the fans an individual option. I'll just sell it as a bundle. It's easier that way. I can do a thing where you can either get the 6 posters framed, obviously with the mugs, or you get the paper posters framed with the mugs. And the shades I can sell them separately. The shades I can sell them in a bundle or separately. Whereas the mugs come with the posters. You can do it like that for the fans. I'm not going to touch toys, man. Toys are expensive. Most average people can't afford that. The only people who can afford the nice toys are the rich people. Average people can afford it too, but it's a big cut of their budget. Like, hot toys are expensive. They're like $200, $300, $400. They're fucking pricey. Toys are more expensive than mugs and posters and shades. They're fucking pricey, man. And that's why I'm staying away from toys. It's too expensive. Because I care about you guys, you know what I'm saying, a little bit, obviously, you know, don't hate me. I'm what? I don't want you guys being stupid with your money and paying like $300-$400. That's crazy. Yes, it's nice to have a toy collection. I know that feeling. It's nice to have a nice toy collection in your house. It's nice, but it's fucking expensive. That's why I'm just gonna stick to shades, mugs, and posters, framed and paper ones for the Matrix merch. That's enough for the merch. I'm a simple-minded man. I'm not into that crazy stuff, I'm saying. And that's my deal for Warner Bros. If they want more money, I'm like, guys, I'm not giving you more money. This is my final offer. $2.2 billion for the rights to make the Matrix sequels and make the Unreal Engine 5 games based off my Matrix sequel movies and sell my merch. That's my deal. Whereas you own the rights to the original Matrix, Animatrix, you have to leave Resurrections, obviously, and you what? And you own the rights to make games based off your original movies if you want. But anything to do with the sequels, I own the rights to that, man. And I want rights to include clips from the originals in my movie, too. That's part of the deal. Otherwise, if you don't do that, if I want to include clips from the originals, Warner Bros. Might charge me a licensing fee for that. Hey, Ivan, you have to pay us some money if you want to include some clips from our trilogy. And that's why you include that as part of the deal for the $2.2 billion deal. But somebody tells me Warner Bros. Will agree to sell it off. Ivan, the brand's better off on your hands. Tell that amazing story. Make those Unreal Engine 5 games. I'm saying the brand's better off on your hands. It's a deal, Ivan, and I signed that $2.2 billion deal with Warner Bros. Obviously. I partied up with the CEOs, and you're gonna see some of that trending. Yeah, I'm gonna put that in the news on my website. Grave news. Sky's first purchase the rights for the Matrix franchise. Yeah, it was like amazing. Yeah, man. Anyways, there's videos. I don't remember signing up. Peace.